In terms of like how you got started, did you look for any investment initially, Peter, or was this just a bootstrap? Like, how did you get started?
And then we bootstrapped it. I had £2,000 from my dad, which I was meant to pay back, really. And that got us going, the customers, and that all got us going. And then it was we had a long period of about 10 years while I finished uni, and then 5 or 6 years where the company really grew, kind of 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million turnover. And at that point we sat down and we were like, well, this company's getting out of control. We were rushing around really crazily. Because A, do with some grown-ups in the structure, because we kind of had 4 to 5 people then. B, we needed some more capital, working capital, and some more equipment, some more servers. So that's when we set out to, initially we looked for bank funding, but we couldn't get that. So we went down the road of private equity, venture capital, and the first time around we raised £1 million of growth money to help us grow the company.
Wow, that's interesting. I was actually I met with a private equity company yesterday, and they came to the office, and it's something we've never considered as a business. Obviously, I've fully bootstrapped our business, Ronald James, from the start. But I think once you get to a certain point, you do need sometimes a bit more higher leverage to take yourself to the next level and 10x that. So what was the transition like? So you got to £1 million revenue, which is your first mark, and then you'd got to 2 and 3 million. Yeah.
Eventually just over 5, and making enough profits. Because I think the first thing about private equity is that actually it's both a share, they take a share of the company, of the equity of the company, but they also give you a loan. It's a loan. So you need to be able to pay the interest. You need to be able to generate enough profits to meet the interest payments. So bank debt would have been preferable. And this was at the time when George Osborne, I think, was guaranteeing that the banks would be able to lend loads of money with risk. But our bank didn't see it like that. So we ended up we have a higher risk profile, I guess, than they're comfortable with. So being a kind of SaaS cloud company. So we ended up with private equity money. Like I said, so we had £1 million loan. I think it was 8% originally, interest a year. And then also they took a 30% share of the company as part of their, part of the reward. Because someone like that who's investing £1 million is looking to get £2.5 to £3 million back in 4 to 5 years. So they need a combination of debt and equity to make that work for them. Unless you're like a proper tech startup in California. But most companies in the UK, we can't grow that fast. The market's not that big. You have to be properly global to grow that quickly.
That's interesting, because I suppose on some private equity deals, some business owners do that to try and de-risk themselves from the business because they've fully leveraged in it, personal guarantees, put all of the money in. And sometimes when a PE house comes on board, you get to take some money out as a business owner. So you've sort of shared the risk with the private equity company. Was that something that you did? Was that the second time round you managed to do that then, Peter?
A bit the second time round, yeah. I think so. That's first time round. I wanted to maintain majority ownership, and I wanted the money to grow the company. To be fair, it probably wasn't big enough to justify fully taking money off the table, like they say. Second time round, it was a bit bigger. But I think that's nerve-wracking for private equity. I mean, remember, private equity money is either from institutions like pension funds, or it's largely at this level from high net worth people that have made a load of money and are now reinvesting it through a sort of more formal managed structure. So they don't really want you to take your money to disappear. They need you highly motivated running the company, as I am sort of today, in order to deliver the next level of return. That's a kind of really key part of the business model. So a bit of money is fine because no one wants the founders and the executives at the door, but not too much, I guess.